In the grey clouded streets of Manchester, where industrial chimneys painted the sky with smoke, Alice Thompson walked with determination etched across her tired face. At 24, life had not been kind. Her small frame carried more burdens than most women her age, with a 5-year-old son named Jack clinging tightly to her worn winter coat. The tiny one-bedroom apartment they called home was nothing more than a cold, cramped space where dreams seemed to freeze alongside the morning dew. Peeling wallpaper and a creaky floor told stories of countless struggles. Every morning, Alice would wake before the city stirred, her alarm clock a harsh reminder of the challenges ahead. Jack's father had disappeared 2 years after his birth, leaving Alice alone to navigate the challenging world of single parenthood. She worked as a morning cleaner in a local office building and took evening shifts at a small convenience store. Her hands, once soft and delicate, were now rough and calloused from constant work. Financial struggles were her constant companion. Some nights, she would carefully count coins on the kitchen table, wondering how she could stretch the last few pounds to cover groceries, rent, and Jack's school supplies. Electricity was a luxury they managed sparingly, and warm meals were carefully planned. Jack, a bright-eyed boy with his mother's resilience, never complained. He understood more than a 5-year-old should. When Alice would return home exhausted, he would quietly bring her a worn-out teddy bear, his small gesture of comfort speaking volumes about his understanding. The neighborhood was tough. Old industrial buildings surrounded their small apartment complex, and the community was a mix of struggling working-class families and those battling unemployment. Every day was a battle, every penny a potential lifeline. Despite the challenges, Alice remained hopeful. She would sit with Jack during weekend mornings, reading second-hand storybooks she had collected from charity shops. These moments were her sanctuary, a brief escape from the relentless struggle of survival. Her dreams were simple: a stable job, a slightly better home, and a chance for Jack to have opportunities she never had. Education was her beacon of hope. She had dropped out of school at 16, a decision she now regretted, but she was determined that Jack would have a different path. The local community center became her unexpected ally. Free resources, occasional support groups, and kind volunteers provided small but significant help. Mrs. Williams, an elderly neighbor, would sometimes watch Jack for free, understanding the challenges Alice faced. Winter was especially brutal. Heating was a luxury they could rarely afford. Alice would dress Jack in multiple layers, ensuring he stayed warm while she worked long hours. Her own coat was thin and worn, purchased years ago from a discount store. Jack's school required occasional contributions for activities, which always caused Alice anxiety. She would save small amounts, cutting corners wherever possible. Birthday gifts were handmade, Christmas presents carefully budgeted, and planned months in advance. Despite everything, Alice's spirit remained unbroken. She believed in the power of hard work and hope. Every evening after putting Jack to bed, she would sit by the small window looking at the city lights, dreaming of a better tomorrow. Her smartphone, an old model gifted by a kind relative, was her connection to potential opportunities. She would spend late nights searching for part-time courses, job opportunities, and ways to improve their situation. The local library became her second home. During Jack's school hours, she would use their free internet, learning new skills, researching job opportunities, and filling out applications. Librarians knew her by name, offering gentle encouragement and understanding. As dawn broke over Manchester, Alice would prepare Jack's lunch, pack his school bag, and kiss him goodbye. Her smile, though tired, was always genuine. To Jack, she was not just a mother struggling to survive, but a hero who could conquer any challenge. Her story was not unique in the industrial landscape of Manchester, yet her unwavering determination set her apart. She was more than her circumstances, more than her struggles. She was a mother with a dream, a woman with hope burning brightly in her heart. The city might be harsh, the world challenging, but Alice Thompson was ready to fight. For Jack, for herself, for a future waiting to be claimed. The rain pelted against the community center's windows, creating a rhythmic soundtrack to Alice's nervous anticipation. Her hands trembled slightly, as she signed up for the free evening computer course, feeling both excited and scared about this unexpected opportunity. Mrs. Williams, her kind elderly neighbor, had insisted on watching Jack, understanding how important this moment could be for Alice. "Go and learn," she had said, pressing a warm cup of tea into Alice's hands that morning. "Your time is now." The classroom was small but welcoming. 15 students of various ages sat around old computers, each carrying their own stories of hope and struggle. Mr. Robert Miller, the instructor, was a gentle-faced man in his 50s with kind eyes and patience written across his weathered features. Alice positioned herself at the back of the room, feeling slightly out of place. Her clothing, worn but clean, contrasted with some of the newer outfits around her. She had spent hours preparing for this course, borrowing an old laptop from Mrs. Williams to practice basic mouse movements and keyboard skills. "Today, we'll learn basic computer skills," Mr. Miller announced, his voice calm and encouraging. "These skills can change your life." His words resonated deeply with Alice. She thought about Jack, about the opportunities she wanted to create for him. Her fingers, usually skilled at cleaning and working multiple jobs, felt clumsy on the keyboard. Each click was a challenge, each movement a small battle against her own self-doubt. But Mr. Miller moved between students, offering gentle guidance and understanding. "Don't worry about making mistakes," he told Alice when he noticed her frustration. "Every mistake is a learning opportunity." His words became her mantra, something she would later repeat to Jack during his own challenging moments. The course covered basic typing, email communication, and simple document creation. For Alice, these were not just technical skills, but potential, keys to a different life. She imagined better job opportunities, a chance to provide more for Jack, a pathway out of constant financial struggle. During breaks, students shared their stories. Some were unemployed, others seeking career changes. Alice listened quietly, realizing she wasn't alone in her journey. Each person carried dreams, hopes, and challenges similar to her own. Mrs. Williams had packed her a small sandwich and a thermos of hot tea. During the evening break, Alice carefully ate her meal, watching other students network and discuss future possibilities. She felt both an outsider and a potential participant in this new world. Mr. Miller noticed her potential. Her determination was evident, her focus intense. When other students became distracted, Alice remained committed, her eyes fixed on the computer screen. Her life had taught her the value of concentration and hard work. As weeks passed, Alice's skills improved. Typing became easier, computer navigation more natural. She practiced at home during Jack's sleeping hours, using Mrs. Williams's borrowed laptop. Her son would sometimes watch in fascination, asking countless questions about the magical machine. The community center became more than just a learning space. It represented hope, a potential transformation. Alice began to see herself differently, not just as a struggling single mother, but as a woman with skills and potential. Her confidence grew with each lesson. Email communication, which once seemed complicated, now felt natural. She learned to attach documents, create professional-looking letters, and navigate online job platforms. Each skill was a small victory, a step towards a different future. Jack became her biggest supporter. "Mommy's learning computers," he would proudly tell Mrs. Williams, his eyes shining with admiration. His belief in her became an additional motivation, pushing her to continue even when self-doubt crept in. The course was changing more than just her technical skills. It was reshaping her perception of herself. Alice was discovering inner strength she never knew existed. The shy, overworked woman was slowly transforming into a confident learner. Mr. Miller recognized this transformation. During one session, he pulled Alice aside. "You have remarkable potential," he said quietly. "Have you considered applying for administrative positions?" His words planted a seed of possibility in her mind. As the course neared its end, Alice felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The world of opportunities seemed both close and distant, but she was no longer the same woman who had nervously entered the community center weeks ago. The rain continued outside, but inside Alice's world was becoming brighter, filled with newfound hope and unexpected possibilities. The autumn wind whispered through Manchester's narrow streets as Alice continued her journey of transformation. Nights became her classroom, with Jack sleeping peacefully while she practiced computer skills under the soft glow of a borrowed desk lamp. Mr. Miller had given her additional learning materials, old textbooks, printed guides, and practice worksheets. Each page represented a potential step towards a better future. Alice would trace her fingers over words like spreadsheet, professional communication, and job application, turning them from mysterious terms into achievable skills. Mrs. Williams played a crucial role in her learning journey. The elderly neighbor would watch Jack twice a week, allowing Alice extra study time. Sometimes she would bring homemade sandwiches and warm tea, listening to Alice's excited stories about her progress. Jack became an unexpected source of motivation. At just 5 years old, he would sit beside his mother during her practice sessions, his curious eyes watching every keyboard movement. "Show me how you type, Mommy," he would say, bringing a smile to Alice's tired face. The community center course had awakened something within her. Alice discovered she was a quick learner, her hands becoming more confident with each passing week. Typing speed increased, computer navigation became smoother, and her understanding of digital communication grew. Her practice routine was strict. After her cleaning and convenience store shifts, she would dedicate 2 hours to learning. Sometimes exhaustion would threaten to overwhelm her, but the image of a better life for Jack kept her motivated. Mr. Miller noticed her dedication. During additional guidance sessions, he would provide extra challenges, testing her growing skills. "You're not just learning computers," he would say. "You're learning a new way of thinking." The local library became her second home. Free internet access and quiet study spaces allowed her to explore online learning resources. Librarians began recognizing her, offering gentle encouragement and additional support materials. Alice's world was expanding beyond her previous limitations. She learned about job platforms, created a basic resume, and started understanding professional communication. Each small achievement felt like climbing a mountain. Her appearance began to change subtly. The constant learning brought a new confidence to her walk, a spark in her eyes that hadn't existed before. Colleagues at her cleaning job started noticing her transformed demeanor. Financial challenges remained, but Alice's approach was changing. She learned to budget using spreadsheet skills, track expenses more efficiently, and explore potential job opportunities online. Every skill became a potential pathway to improvement. Jack became her biggest supporter. He would proudly tell his school friends, "My mommy is learning computers." His childlike excitement reflected Alice's inner journey of transformation and hope. The winter approached, bringing additional challenges. Heating remained a luxury, but Alice's newfound skills provided hope. She discovered online resources for financial assistance, learned about job training programs, and began seeing possibilities where she once saw only obstacles. Mr. Miller continued providing guidance. "Your potential is remarkable," he would tell her during extra study sessions. His belief became a powerful motivational force, pushing Alice to explore beyond her comfort zone. Her practice wasn't just about technical skills. Alice was learning about self-belief, persistence, and the power of continuous learning. Each computer session represented more than just typing or navigating software. It was a step towards independence. The convenience store manager started, noticing her changed attitude. Her increased confidence, improved communication skills, and professional approach caught his attention. Small conversations began happening about potential internal opportunities. Mrs. Williams would often marvel at Alice's transformation. "You're becoming a different woman," she would say, watching Alice practice typing while preparing Jack's evening meal. The elderly neighbor saw more than just skill development. She witnessed a mother's journey of hope. Jack's school reports became another motivation. Seeing her dedication, he began showing increased interest in learning. His teachers noticed a change, a young boy inspired by his mother's determination to improve their lives. As weeks turned into months, Alice's skills grew. Typing became second nature. Computer navigation felt intuitive, and professional communication seemed less intimidating. The shy, overworked single mother was slowly transforming into a confident, skilled professional. Her dreams were no longer distant possibilities, but approaching realities. Each keyboard click, each learned skill, each moment of practice brought her closer to the life she had always imagined for herself and Jack. The journey was challenging, but Alice had discovered her most powerful tool, herself. The morning sunlight crept through the small apartment window, casting a soft glow on Alice's carefully ironed interview outfit. She had spent hours preparing, practicing interview questions in front of the mirror, while Jack watched with admiration. Mr. Miller had helped her prepare her resume, highlighting her newly acquired computer skills and professional communication abilities. The administrative job at a local logistics company seemed almost too good to be true, a potential escape from her current struggling life. Jack noticed something different about his mother that morning. Her hands weren't shaking like they usually did. Her eyes held a quiet determination that spoke volumes. Mrs. Williams had helped her choose a navy blue blazer from a second-hand shop, making her look professional and confident. "You'll do amazing, Mommy," Jack said, hugging her tightly before Mrs. Williams took him to school. His belief was her most powerful weapon against self-doubt. The logistics company office stood tall and intimidating. Glass windows reflected Alice's nervous but determined reflection. She took deep breaths, remembering Mr. Miller's advice about confidence and professional presentation. Robert Harrison, the company's hiring manager, was a stern-looking man in his early 50s. His office was neat, with organized files and a large computer screen. Alice's hands felt slightly damp as she shook his hand, hoping her newfound computer skills would shine through. "Tell me about your recent computer training," Mr. Harrison asked, reviewing her carefully prepared resume. Alice explained her journey, the community center course, her dedicated practice, her motivation to provide a better life for Jack. Her story wasn't just about skills. It was about survival, hope, and determination. Mr. Harrison listened carefully, noticing the spark in her eyes and the genuine passion in her voice. She wasn't just seeking a job, she was seeking a chance to transform her life. The interview questions tested her newly acquired skills. Spreadsheet management, email communication, basic data entry, Alice answered confidently. Her hands, once used to cleaning and stocking shelves, now moved confidently across an interview room keyboard. Mr. Harrison asked about her availability, her commitment. Alice explained her flexibility, her ability to manage multiple responsibilities. She spoke about Jack, about her journey as a single mother, about her commitment to professional growth. Something unexpected happened during the interview. Mr. Harrison wasn't just evaluating her skills, he was witnessing a story of resilience. Alice's journey from a struggling single mother to a potential administrative professional was compelling. Her practice with Mr. Miller showed. She maintained eye contact, answered questions clearly, and demonstrated her eagerness to learn. The nervous woman who had first entered the computer course was now a confident professional. The interview lasted an hour. Alice left the office, feeling a mixture of hope and anxiety. Mrs. Williams waited outside, understanding the importance of this moment. "How did it go?" she asked, holding Jack's hand. Days passed slowly. Alice continued her cleaning and convenience store jobs, trying not to build unrealistic expectations. Jack would ask daily, "Did they call, Mommy?" His innocent hope was both a comfort and a pressure. One rainy Wednesday afternoon, the phone rang. Mr. Harrison's voice was professional but warm. "We would like to offer you the administrative position," he said. The starting salary was double her current combined income. Alice's hands trembled as she accepted the offer. Tears mixed with joy and disbelief. Years of struggle, nights of practice, moments of doubt. Everything had led to this moment. Jack jumped with excitement when she shared the news. Mrs. Williams hugged her, proud of the transformation she had witnessed. The community center's free computer course had been more than just a learning opportunity. It was a life-changing experience. The job meant more than money. It represented hope, possibility, a chance to provide stability for Jack. Alice's journey from a struggling single mother to a professional administrative worker was a testament to determination and continuous learning. That evening, as Jack slept, Alice looked out the window. The Manchester sky seemed different, brighter, full of possibilities. Her reflection showed a woman transformed, ready to embrace a new chapter of her life. Her story was just beginning. 1 year had passed since Alice's life-changing interview. The small Manchester apartment was now a memory, replaced by a comfortable 2-bedroom home with bright walls and warm spaces. Jack's bedroom, once a cramped corner, now boasted shelves filled with books and learning materials. Her job at the logistics company had been more than just employment. Alice had quickly become an essential team member, her dedication and newly acquired skills impressing her colleagues. Promotions came faster than she had ever imagined, each achievement bringing new confidence and opportunities. Mr. Miller continued to be a mentor, occasionally meeting Alice for coffee to discuss her professional growth. "You've transformed your entire life," he would say, pride evident in his voice. His guidance had been the initial spark that ignited her journey of change. Mrs. Williams had become more than a neighbor. She was family. Her small apartment was just down the street, and she continued to help with Jack, watching him after school and providing unconditional support. The elderly woman had witnessed Alice's entire transformation. Jack was thriving. His school reports showed exceptional progress. The once quiet child was now confident, curious, and ambitious. He would often tell his friends about his mother's journey, inspiring other children with her story of determination. Financial stability brought unexpected freedoms. Alice could now afford better food, proper winter clothing, and educational resources for Jack. Weekend trips to the local museum, once impossible, were now regular family adventures. Her computer skills continued to grow. The company sponsored additional training courses, recognizing her potential. Alice studied during evenings, expanding her knowledge and exploring new professional opportunities. Learning had become a lifelong passion. The convenience store and cleaning jobs were distant memories. Alice's professional wardrobe replaced her old worn-out clothing. Colleagues respected her not just for her skills, but for her remarkable journey of transformation. Jack's 10th birthday became a celebration of their shared journey. A small party with Mrs. Williams, Mr. Miller, and a few close friends marked more than just a birthday. It celebrated resilience, hope, and the power of continuous learning. Community center volunteers who had supported her early journey would sometimes visit. Alice would share her story, becoming an inspiration for other struggling single parents. Her journey proved that education and determination could change lives. The Manchester landscape that once seemed grey and limiting now appeared full of possibilities. Alice's perspective had transformed alongside her professional life. She saw opportunities where she once saw only obstacles. Her relationship with Jack had deepened. They would spend evenings discussing his school projects, her work challenges, sharing dreams and aspirations. The bond between mother and son had become a powerful partnership of mutual support and understanding. Financial planning became another skill Alice mastered. She taught Jack about saving, budgeting, and making smart financial decisions. Their conversations about money were lessons in resilience and practical life skills. Mr. Harrison, her initial interviewer, had become a professional mentor. He recognized her potential, offering guidance and additional responsibilities. Alice was no longer just an employee. She was a valued team member with a promising future. Mrs. Williams' health began to decline, and Alice became her primary support. The years of kindness and support were now returned with genuine care and affection. Their relationship exemplified community and mutual support. Jack's dreams began to expand. Discussions about future education, potential careers, and personal goals became regular conversations. Alice ensured he understood that education and hard work could open countless doors. Her story spread through the local community. The community center began using her journey as an example of potential transformation. Alice would occasionally speak to groups, sharing her experience of turning challenges into opportunities. The small computer course that had changed everything remained a pivotal moment in her life. Alice never forgot the importance of that initial step of believing in herself when no one else did. As Manchester's evening light filtered through her new home's windows, Alice reflected on her journey. From a struggling single mother to a confident professional, her path had been extraordinary. Not because of luck, but because of determination, learning, and unwavering hope. Jack sat beside her, working on a school project, occasionally looking up with a smile that contained all the love and admiration in the world. Their journey was far from over. It was just beginning.